I mean, my honest question, which I think is probably the most obvious, is let's say he's not on the spectrum and he doesn't have ADHD. He just has no empathy and cheated on his pregnant wife. Hello, my little bear cubs, and welcome back to another episode of Secondhand Therapy. We need to remind you that we're not therapists. We're not experts. This is not a substitute for therapy, nor is this professional advice in any way. You're going to hear some ads throughout the episode. Nothing I can do about it. That's a lie. We have a Patreon. Go check it out. You're going to hear some ads. We'll tell you more about it later. Yeah, you got anything?
No.
Okay. Go to Patreon. Here's an episode. Goodbye.
So what is this voice? You've been...
Tell me the truth. Did you listen to it?
Yep.
You did listen to it.
I did.
Why?
You told me to listen to it.
I told you not to listen to it.
You told me not to listen to it?
Yeah. Why are you...
I don't know. I don't know.
God, you're so bad
you
at
kept
following
talking about
instructions.
it, and I was like, well, what is this?
It's pregnancy infidelity is what it is. All right, well, I took some notes because I thought you didn't listen to it because I thought you could follow instructions. It's my mistake.
Wow.
So here's my notes.
Oh, my God.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm having a little trouble.
Oh, no, not the glasses.
All right. On my headphones, making glasses.
No. Let me guess. The fucking doctor is in.
No, not a therapist.
I'm just a guy with glasses.
That's better. Now I can see it. So she opened this voice note.
Yeah, should we set this up in any ways?
Yeah, I was going to go through my notes.
Okay.
Okay. So, she emailed us a voice note.
Okay, yeah.
That doesn't matter. I don't know why I said that.
We received
Shut up.
a voice note.
Shut up. We got a voice note. We're not playing the voice note because she asked us not. She said, talk about it all you want. Please don't play the voice note.
Right.
I don't want my voice out there. Whatever.
Yes.
Okay? We respect that. And also, thanks for writing the pod.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, she said this is a convo she can't have with her husband.
Yeah.
So here's the scenario. She was pregnant. The baby is now less than a year old, between 6 and 12 months old.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a baby now. 2 weeks before she was due, her husband had a business trip. Okay. She told him, go on the trip. It's fine. No big deal. She was supportive of the business trip, even though she was due to give birth any minute. And on this business trip, he gets a massage. During this massage, he gets a happy ending. The happy ending was with the masseuse's mouth. Okay?
The happiest of endings, yeah.
So, blowjob happy ending on the business trip. His wife is home, about to be due in 2 weeks. The night this happens, he's radio silent. He's not checking in. How's it going? Did you go into labor? He's off getting his dick sucked.
Okay.
Okay?
I have questions already.
Go ahead. I don't know if I have answers. Go ahead.
Okay. He cheated on her and then went on this, or it's the business trip, the cheating?
The cheating happened on the business trip.
Okay. So the cheating is the happy ending on the business trip.
Was that not clear?
No.
So you...
I thought he cheated
Uh-huh.
and then also went on a business trip.
And in addition to the cheating, got a happy ending.
Yes. That's what I
Would you
thought.
think the happy ending is also cheating?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Surprising. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, hey.
Wow.
Your fuckboy show sometimes. Sometimes the fuckboy shows, and I don't know where they're going at.
Yeah, I get
sometimes
it.
I got to ask clarifying questions.
I get it.
Okay, so they have gone to couples therapy. I don't have the detail of when this started, like when she found out. I don't have that information.
Okay.
I have gathered that he told her, and they then went to couples therapy. Okay. So they're in couples therapy. She says that he sucks at therapy. She says he has no empathy. His side of it is that their sex life was lacking. So that's why he got a happy ending blowjob on his business trip.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, I could not have been more pregnant.
Yeah.
I believe she said, I couldn't even see my vagina. So yes, we were not having a lot of sex.
Okay.
She has said since then, things have gotten pretty bad, very verbally and emotionally abusive. The baby is now between 6 and 12 months old. They are sleeping in separate rooms. She is not from the country where they live. And she is completely financially dependent on her husband. Important note.
Yeah.
She went and saw their couples therapist one-on-one, where the therapist said he might have ADHD or be on the spectrum.
Okay.
So
That's a weird
one. So
detail in the infidelity story.
I guess the therapist is maybe trying to account for the lack of empathy.
Okay.
Or understanding. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a quote. My husband is great, other than the cheating and the lack of empathy.
Now that's a t-shirt.
That's great.
Now that's
a t-shirt.
That's at least a coffee mug.
She loves him. He's great, other than the cheating and the no empathy. So here is her question. But what I've gathered, the question is, if he does have some sort of neurodivergence, whether that be ADHD, spectrum, whatever, can she or should she look past the cheating? Or does she stand by him as his wife and work through this together?
Yeah. Okay.
Or, does she leave because he cheated on her while she was about to give birth to their first child in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts off the bat.
I mean,
this is not advice.
This is not advice
in any way. We are just spitballing.
Yeah.
And that's it.
We are not therapists. We're not licensed professionals. And we're also not wives.
We're also not smart.
We're smart.
Yeah. That is an important note. We're not wives. We're not women. We have no idea what it is like to carry a child. We have no idea what it is to like to be married.
Yeah.
As a man or a woman.
Yeah.
So whatever we're about to say, please take that into account.
Yeah.
2 straight white male brains here. Give me your thoughts.
Coming together to solve.
Yeah, the real brain trust is happening right now.
Yeah, exactly. I think one of the important things right off the bat that you said was, I can't talk to my husband about this.
Yeah.
That feels like the biggest fucking red flag. That is just like, I mean, that's massive.
Yeah.
I can't talk to my husband about this. In relationships, I think, obviously, communication is key and a big part of them, but also like, there shouldn't be anything that, if you're at the marriage stage of a relationship, there shouldn't be anything that's off the table. You should be able to come to your partner with fucking anything.
She did say she wonders if in some sort of alternate universe that had she not been very pregnant about to pop and their sex life was struggling, if he had come to her and said, hey, I know we're in a rut. I'm incredibly frustrated. How do you feel about me going and paying somebody just to get a little release? That she wondered if in that scenario, if things could have been more palatable or acceptable for her.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
What is something that jumped off for you in the
I mean, what I heard was, hey, is it okay that he cheated if he has ADHD?
Yeah, I mean that's the all. I mean, we'll get back to that. Let's bookmark that.
Yeah.
That seems to be the piece of resistance.
Yeah. Honestly, I do feel a lot of, I think my instinct is sympathy, because again, when I think of empathy, I think of, well, I've never been in this situation. How could I empathize with her?
Yeah.
But I think the feeling is probably that she's hurt and feels lost and maybe a little trapped. And I have felt that. So maybe I am able to empathize with her. But also it's both their first time having a child. It's both their first time being a parent.
Yeah.
She's in a country that is not her home, and she's completely financially dependent on her husband, who now is unable or unwilling to understand that he hurt her.
Yeah, there were some parts left out that seemed also a little I don't, for me, there was like classic abusive behavior there, whether it not be physical, but more mental.
Now, did I say verbally and emotionally abusive? Well, I sure did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, just need you to pay attention while we record.
Oh, yeah, I don't listen when you
I know.
talk.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, but the classic moves there are like, it feels like he's turning things around on her, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Which again, we're not there, but you would assume it's just something like, how can you not see my side of it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Which is,
yeah, you made me do this. Like that's a classic dude move to be like, well, you weren't.
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z, and it's like, hey.
Even if he's just like, get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
It's a blowjob. I don't even know her. It had nothing to do with love. It was just physical.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you never know. Any of that could really be.
Yeah.
It could feel abusive, I think.
But that also, I mean, that feeling of isolation and being stuck is real. And it doesn't have to be in a cheating scenario. It could be in just a relationship that has run its course. There's often times that people get stuck in relationships because they feel like, well, look at all this time and energy that I've put into this. It would be a waste if I were to walk away from it. And I think a lot of us get trapped in that of like, oh man, but we've been dating for so long now. Hey, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so easy to get caught up in. It's so interesting, I think. I wonder if there's been case studies done of like, what is the majority of reason that people stay in relationships that they are unhappy
in? I mean, I would assume it's got to be safety and comfort.
Right?
Yeah, it's what you're used to.
Yeah. Because you hear those, couples that are married forever that, I mean, that's kind of like the old trope about being like, oh, it's the old ball and chain or this or that. Or you're around older couples that are like, well, what am I supposed to do? I think it gets to that point where you're like, what am I supposed to do? How do I get out of this? And especially for somebody who is dependent financially, and also it sounds like emotionally, because it doesn't sound like she has friends or family that are nearby or really anybody that she can turn to, like a supportive circle or anything like that. It sounds like she's kind of isolated. So like, yeah, that feeling has to be overwhelming of like, well, especially adding a baby in the mix. Like, I'm supposed to leave? How?
We got to take a break.
Buddy.
You want to take a break? Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break. All right, Bear Cubs. It's break time. Go to Patreon, We have a Patreon. If you're looking for ways to support the podcast, that'd be a great way to do it. Patreon.com/secondhandtherapypod. You can get ad-free episodes. You get episodes early. They come out publicly on Monday. They come out on Patreon on Friday. You can get a lot of bonus content. You can get access to our non-therapy podcast, which sometimes becomes a therapy podcast. So go to Patreon. We also have merch available, secondhandtherapypod.com. We just launched a new thing, Vasectomy Farms. It's a great shirt, great tank, great sticker. Please go check out some merch, check out some Patreon. It'd be a great way to support the podcast. Thank you so much. Here's a couple ads. We'll be right back.
Are you somebody who subscribes to the idea that once a cheater, always a cheater?
Oh, man.
Right?
I don't have a clear answer. I can see both sides of that argument.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think? I love to hear your thought on this.
Two things.
Usually.
The king of two things, baby.
Yeah.
One, I don't think that is the case. I think that people can learn and change. And that goes for a lot of different settings, but that also includes cheating. And two, I think it is determined by how it is handled. If the cheater is forgiven pretty easily, then I think that they would probably think to themselves, well, I can do it again in that same relationship or whatever. But if it is like hard line, whatever, like, almost losing the relationship, I think that there are points where the cheater has a come to Jesus moment and be like, nope, I'm on the straight and narrow. I don't want to fuck this up, whatever.
Now that is interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I see a parallel between my boy over there who feels like he has to earn love. Seeing that if you have to earn your trust back and really fight for it, then maybe it means a little more. So it makes sense you would feel that way, I think.
Yeah, because I don't know. I guess I've known both types where like you'll be talking to a couple and they'll be like, yeah, they cheated on me back in, blah, 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 blah. But like ever since then, they've been like the best partner.
That also doesn't mean they're not cheating still.
Yeah, maybe they're just not getting caught. Maybe they're just being more careful. But I've also had the flip side of where like a couple splits up and they're like, yeah, I caught him cheating. He said he'd never do it again. And then I caught him cheating again. And he said he'd never do it again. And it's like, oh, okay. So.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not hearing. The second scenario it's not like how. The only difference between those two is getting caught again. Like, you don't know what the journey was like to get to the I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
That could have been a really dramatic, hard-fought thing.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, if it is like a big dramatic thing, they probably are unlikely to do it again. But if it's
I don't agree
met
with
a little bit of like easy forgiveness, then it's like, oh, well.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
Oh, really?
No.
So you think it's just programmed, like they either cheat or they don't?
No, I think most people that cheat, it has nothing to do with sexual desire. It has to do with insecurity and validation, and they've probably learned that's a quick, easy way to get connection, even though it's shallow and manufactured.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really think it's a programming thing. I don't think it's a sexual thing. I think it comes from people who have an immense fear of vulnerability. And because they're unable to be vulnerable with their partner and talk about their insecurities or their true needs, they then seek a quick validation or shallow connection outside of the relationship to feel good about themselves for a moment.
Yeah.
Even though after they're most likely going to feel like shit.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
So in this case of clear communication, she even, when she says, like, if he would have came to me, things might have been different.
She also said if she wasn't pregnant.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in a whole different world.
If you're in a situation, like, let's say you have to have fucking dick surgery and you're laid up for 9 months and your girl comes to you and she's like, hey, it's been a minute. We're not really getting along that well because we're arguing a bunch because of the fucking, you're all laid up and I'm this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm really horny. Has nothing to do with what we have, but like, man, I need to scratch this itch. Do you mind if I go get that itch scratched?
Yes, I do.
Without hesitation. Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If my girl had ovarian cancer and was all fucked up and I'm too horny, like, grow up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, babe, I'm real horny and you're on chemo and I was just wondering, get the fuck out of here, man. Grow up.
Yeah.
It's a partnership.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not going to have sex for a while.
Yeah.
You kind of know that going into it. And if you have this thought that, like, your sex life is always going to be what it was in the honeymoon phase at the beginning, you probably shouldn't be in a relationship because you don't have a realistic view of the ups and downs of not only the sex life of a relationship, but everything.
Yeah.
Communication. I mean, you're going to go through things where you don't even think the same things are funny anymore. And you're going to make a joke and it doesn't land and it becomes a fight. Like, all the dream scenario is not a long-term thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would not be okay with that.
So let's take the medical side out.
I would honestly say, why don't you just sit on my face? I'm very orally gifted.
I'll push my tongue out as far as it goes.
Get the fuck out of here. Bro, oh, you need to come? Get over here. Believe it or not, I don't need my dick. I got you. I'm fucking worried about it. Yeah. Go ahead, take the medical side out of it.
So what if it's not medical? What if it is just a drift? What if it is just, you guys, it's been a dry spell for, it's been a minute. More than just a few weeks. It's been months.
How many months?
7 months.
Okay.
7 months, no, not even really heavy makeout. Just you get like a...
Kiss goodnight.
I'll see you later, babe.
Kiss when you leave. Okay.
Yeah.
Just routine affection.
Oh, yeah.
Got it. Onward.
7 months. Also, it's kind of... You guys aren't really vibing.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's there, but it's not your roommates.
Okay.
She comes to you,
and
she's like, hey, I don't know. We're in some kind of funk here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if we need space. I don't know what's up, but I need something. I need a little hit.
I need a little hit.
I'm thinking about going to this little massage parlor.
I feel like women could just hop on a dating app and
have
it in under 2 hours.
But that's like full on.
You're talking just a diddle.
This is just like,
okay.
I need
just a release.
Just a release.
Okay.
And that way, that the emotional side of that is not connected at all. Because if you get on a dating app and all, now we're talking about emotionally cheating and all that stuff.
I just don't think we're doing it apples to apples because
I
truly believe women don't need men.
Oh yeah, duh.
You know, like
duh.
I think a woman could, like, you could truly give her, like, not even a great vibrator.
Yeah.
Just something, and she can take care of herself pretty damn well. Where she can be like, all right, feel better. Whereas
What if she's craving that physical touch? I need to be touched.
So she comes to me, we're in a dry spell, and her message to me is, hey, things have been rough. I have a need. Can I fulfill that need outside of our relationship? No, I would question the relationship altogether at that point.
Interesting.
Ask me why.
Why? I already know why, because all the other stuff, right?
What?
All the additional things is like, why haven't you been physical? Like, why aren't you?
No.
Why are you in this funk? What's the disconnect?
No.
No,
I think if you're gonna come to me and say, hey, we've been in a rut, I have this need, da da da, and it's not even in the conversation of like, are you feeling this way too? Are you feeling this frustration too? And a conversation together of, okay, well, you've been feeling like this for how long? Like, what have you been needing from me to not feel so distant? What have I been needing from you? Like, there should for sure be a conversation about what could be done between us to repair the rut, rather than, hey, you mind if I go get a quick hit that is going to solve nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would be questioning the relationship at that point. That probably is the foundation we built is probably not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts on my response?
I did not see that side of it, because of course I didn't, because I don't think of including my side of things. You know what I mean? Like, I would not think of like this, of wondering, like, why don't you check in with me about where I'm at?
That's not what I said at all. Now, we're going to take a break.
That's not what you just said.
And I can't wait to get into this.
Okay. I thought that's what you said.
All right, guys, we'll be right back.
Guys, you're about to hear so many ads. I mean, you've already heard a bunch. You're about to hear more, and there's a way you can avoid it. That's right. I'm talking about Patreon.
If you want to know about avoidance, go see him.
Oh, buddy, you come see me. You want to avoid these ads? You come see me, baby. I'll tell you how to avoid. Go to Patreon. There's tons of stuff waiting on you. There's After the Pod, which is just absolutely worth it, where we unpack what we just unpacked. That alone is worth Patreon, let alone the fucking ads you're about to hear. There's also another secondary podcast that we mentioned before. It's a secret. Don't tell anybody. It's our non-therapy podcast, and it's honestly way better than the show you're listening to now. So go on Patreon, give us a couple bucks. We'll let you listen to these for, no ads, and you get a bunch of bonus stuff. Check us out on Patreon. Go there right now.
So, yeah, what did you hear?
I heard that, I heard you saying that if this person is coming to you being like, I need a quick hit, like, these are my needs, and like, I don't know what's going on with us, but this is what I need. You're saying like, oh, what do we need as a unit? Like, you're not checking in on like what we need. You're just worried about what you need. So that's setting off alarm bells for me that something fundamentally is fucking off here. So let's have that discussion on how we get better, not you get better. Right?
Close. Not quite. Yeah, mine was more so of like, sharing feelings, being like, are you feeling the same way in this relationship?
Yeah.
Because if I'm like, not at all, I thought everything was great.
Right.
Then we have a communication problem.
Yeah.
And if I'm like, yeah, I am too, we probably still have a bit of a communication problem, because why are we both feeling like this? And this conversation, and we're at this point without talking about it. But yeah, I think, if your first thing is like, how do I get my needs met? Hey, how do I get my needs met by my partner? And Because it is possible that people, one of their needs is to have a physical experience with people outside of the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the conversation we were having, nor the scenario you presented, but that's a different conversation that I would, if that were to be brought to me, it would be brought to me in a place where my relationship was in a strong state.
Yeah.
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 What do you, let's say,
Oh no.
I mean, I know your answer is, well, I mean, I'm open relationships. It's kind of my thing. It's really blue.
That's my whole thing.
So let's not do that.
Right. Absolutely.
Let's say you're in a monogamous relationship and you
Mhm.
know you're in a monogamous relationship and your
Yeah.
girl comes to you with that. Is your instinct just to give a yes or no answer? Or is your instinct to kind of like dig and be like, hey, what's actually going on here?
You're not going to like this at all.
Okay.
Maybe this is old me.
Well, I'm asking you right now, so maybe this is you.
I think old me
Mm-hmm.
would just say yes and allow them to do what they need to do, because it's clearly my fault that they are feeling this way and that I'm fucking up somehow, and that I love them so much that I want them to stay. And if that's what it takes to get them to stay, then sure, go do that.
So you
Mm-hmm.
you want them to stay because you love them so much,
Yeah.
not because it's too ouchy if they leave.
Right. Well, probably both.
Okay.
New me would ask questions. New me would be like, what's going on? Like, where are we at here? Like, new me actually wouldn't. New me would still overshare. But
Yeah.
that's what I would bring to the table, is my side of things, and then probably try to decipher if this relationship is worth saving or not. Yeah. But old me would just, whatever you need.
You would just say yes, even if
Yeah.
you hated it.
Yeah. Damn. Because it's my fault.
But how?
I don't know.
How could it be your fault when you give in the hour-long sex sessions and they're getting off multiple times and all this?
I don't know. I don't know. I've been on the flip side of those relationships where
what is the flip side?
where my needs aren't getting met and I'm wanting to come to some kind of resolution, and I just didn't know how to bring up my needs without I was younger, so I didn't know how to bring it up without sounding selfish or when you bring up things like that, the emotions have to go down. And I wasn't able to do that because I'm a very emotional person. And so it was a lot of like, it came off, I would imagine, a lot of like, wah, we're not, X, Y, and Z anymore. Like, what's going on? That's not how you bring it up. Or, kind of passive aggressive or this or that. Like, that's also not how you bring it up. But I didn't know that then. And I didn't really know how to manage those emotions. And so when I would bring up those needs, if I were to bring up those needs, God, that would take me forever. I mean, months. But when that would happen, it would be so repressed that it would just pour out. And I didn't know how else to say it, because I had been holding it in and didn't know how to ask for what I needed for so long that I would imagine it came off as just like being whiny or selfish or whatever.
Do you think if it came off that way, there's truth to it?
There's still truth there,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's not how you communicate, and that's not how you come to the table
sure.
with a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's a right and wrong way to communicate those needs, and obviously,
definitely more and less effective ways to do that.
Yeah, and so I'm wondering in this scenario with them, especially with how she's saying how standoffish he is, or how he lacks the empathy and all these other things, I imagine he has no idea how to even bring those needs to the table.
Yeah, she did mention even the idea of bringing him getting tested for ADHD or autism or something would be met with extreme defensiveness and things like that.
Yeah, I'm also wondering how old this couple is, because this sounds like a young man or an old man who hasn't.
She is late. She's late 20s. He's late 30s.
Okay. Well. Yeah.
Can I tell you a mind fuck of it?
Yeah.
So she also has DM'd us.
Mm-hmm.
So I know who she is.
Yeah.
And her whole Instagram is just her and her husband so happy and smiling.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You
holding
hate
their
that.
babies. And I'm just, it's just, I don't hate it. I get it.
No, yeah.
I get it. But it's so weird for me to be like, oh, this ain't real.
Hey.
But hey, I get it.
Yeah.
But also, take the pictures down before you send me an email. Right?
Listen,
no, I get it.
I've been in those.
Ugh.
I've been in those where you are happy on the outside, or happy
for the world,
mm-hmm.
for the reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure I have too.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody does.
I think. Yeah, I think. I think also too in relationships.
And can I interrupt you?
Sure.
I think also those moments probably are not fake.
Right.
Like you're taking the picture in a moment where you feel good and you want to take a picture.
Yeah.
And then it's posted and then, yeah.
It also speaks to social media in general, where it's just like, hey, that's not real life.
Yeah.
You know, like you're getting the highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can talk about this. We've been talking with a management team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, somebody that wants to manage us for the podcast and all that. And we were talking about social media stuff. And she's like, I looked at your page and well, there's nothing there. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, we're going to have to change that. And I'm like, and I still haven't decided if that's something I want to dig my heels in on or not.
Really?
Yeah. What do you think?
You know what I think.
You think I should just play the game?
Yeah, to a degree that you're okay with. Not where they're like, okay, you need to be posting 3 times a day, and you're like, don't do that.
Yeah,
but if
I'll
they're
avoid
like,
the contract right now.
Yeah, but if they're like, hey, we need some life to this.
Yeah.
Then yeah, put up a few things.
Don't wanna.
I know you don't.
I don't wanna.
And well, then delete it altogether. You know what I mean? Like,
is that an option?
That's also a move.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Ooh.
Oh, I shouldn't have said anything. Oh no.
All right, let's take a break. I got to delete my Instagram.
Oh no.
Patreon, merchandise, secondhandtherapypod.com. We got some dope merch out there. Dude, vasectomy farms? I thought of that. Go check out some merch. It's a great way to support the podcast. If you want to contact us, you can do so. If you've heard, we do accept voice notes. You can email us, secondhandtherapypod@gmail.com. If you want to talk some business with us, business@secondhandtherapypod.com. If you can text us or leave a voicemail, 818-850-2448. If you want to send us some mail, P.O. Box 230595, Las Vegas, Nevada 89105. If you missed any of that, check any of our social media. There's a link tree with a contact us button. You'll find all that stuff there. Follow us on our socials, subscribe on YouTube, leave reviews on Spotify. Any type of stuff you can do really helps out, and it's a good way to support. So if we get it. Money sucks. If you can't do merch or Patreon, if you could just follow us and leave some reviews, leave some likes, share the podcast with people, that would help a lot. We appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Last couple ads, and we'll be right back.
This brings us to
Anal?
Yeah, yeah. If she would have just been doing anal, none of this would happen. No, here's what it brings us to.
Yeah.
The thing that you brought up in the beginning. I love him, except for he cheats on me. And
yeah, he's great except for the cheating and the lack of empathy.
Yes. Now,
I'm taking off the glasses that hurt my ears.
Oh, shit's about to get real.
Oh, my God. You don't even know. Oh, my God.
Now, tell me what you really think. Is loving him worth the baggage? Oof. Oof.
I mean, I don't know. I do think love is a choice, especially in tough times.
Yeah.
I mean, my honest question, which I think is probably the most obvious, is let's say he's not on the spectrum and he doesn't have ADHD. He just has no empathy and cheated on his pregnant wife.
Yeah.
Then how do you feel about it?
Yeah.
Because if none of that's real, then those are just, the lack of empathy is just his personality. And him cheating was just a selfish decision he made. So, I don't know. From what I'm gathering, it sounds like she's hoping for an excuse.
Yeah.
Which, I get it.
I've been there.
I've been there, and I've never done it in a marriage with a kid.
Yeah.
So I have no fucking idea how hard that is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. Yeah, it sounds like she's in a really hard spot.
Yeah.
And that sucks. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure she loves him.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
she says she loves everything about him other than the problems they're having.
Yeah.
So it's hard, man. I don't know. Her question is, do I stand up as his wife and work through it, or do I leave? And it's like, nobody can answer that for you.
Yeah.
Also, working through it as his wife, you guys have to work through it together. Like, you can't.
Yeah, that's not your job.
Yeah, you can't just work through it and
no,
it'll get better. Like, he has to be a part of that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to really be honest with yourself and do a lot of reflecting and probably talk to the therapist and figure out if, forgiveness is something that's a real option. It might not be.
Yeah.
At least not right now.
And that's okay.
And that is okay.
And if you stick around and you work together with him and you work through this, that's also okay.
Also okay. And there are going to be people who disagree with that choice either way. And there are going to be people who judge you either way. And it's your life and your marriage and your family.
Yeah.
So who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is for you.
Yeah.
I think yeah, you're on this. Two things.
Usually, yeah.
One, yeah, that's what it comes down to, is stripping everything away. and just asking yourself that question. Is this okay? Are you okay with him going to this massage parlor and getting this happy ending while you were like, just stick to the facts and strip everything else away, emotion, everything, and go, is this okay with me?
Yeah.
And oftentimes the right thing to do is the hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And that's, we get clouded by excuses and this and that, and maybe this, maybe that. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But what are the facts? Like, is this okay with you or is it not?
Yeah.
And that's not an easy thing to answer.
It's not. And we're switching places because I'm like, well, there's a lot of nuance.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, man.
You're trying to go black and white, and I'm not going to let you.
I'm going black and white on this. Like,
I'm not going to let you.
Rip it away and go,
yeah.
You okay with this?
And I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, you're obviously hurt by this.
Mm-hmm.
If it was an easy decision, you would have made it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, maybe you're not okay with it, but you can forgive it. And you know your husband, and maybe you can rebuild with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. If he lacks empathy, probably not. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all, dude, being completely financially dependent on somebody who cheated on you. Oh my God, that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh God, she's got to feel so trapped.
Yeah.
Uh,
The second part,
mm-hmm.
the second thing is, this is just me. This is just my detective work here.
Detective work. Oh boy.
This is just it's my little theory.
Yeah.
You already have your answer. You've been sleeping in separate bedrooms. You're probably not talking as much. The detachment's probably there. Like, you already have your answer.
How?
Buddy.
Everything you just stated could be temporary and repairable.
Sure.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going real black and white on this.
You're going real black and white on this. You're also doing the thing you did earlier. Yeah. When instead of going like, hey, is this bigger than a one-time thing?
Yeah.
Was this a horny, like, are we in an emotional rut as well before all of this?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going with everything else where it doesn't sound like this guy gets it on any level.
Yeah, she said he doesn't seem to give a shit.
No, and for me, I'm like,
and it's all.
But hey, that's me. I'm not you. I'm not any. That's just me.
Yeah.
And
but also.
Yeah.
Also.
Mm-hmm.
She said he's like he doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Feelings aren't facts.
Shut the fuck up.
Feelings aren't facts. I know you feel like that. He might give a shit and just not know how to do it. He might not give a shit.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
And this goes back to my first note. You got to have the conversation with your husband.
Yeah.
She did end her thing saying she would be very happy if either one of us was her husband. And that was nice.
It was very nice.
I've seen her Instagram. She's a hottie.
Well,
now.
I'm anti-marriage, but okay.
Yeah, me too, kind of.
Yeah.
Cute baby. It's a cute baby, too.
I think I'm also coming from a place where I have been in situations where those things have kept those ideas, I don't want to call them excuses, but those other factors, those feelings, the nuance that you're arguing for have kept me in situations longer than I should have been because I was focusing on those things instead of stripping everything away and just being like, are you okay with this? Are you happy?
What if you went to your partner and said, hey, I'm not okay with this?
Hey, I did.
Well, okie dokie.
Uh-oh.
You said, I'm not okay with this? What did they do that you were not okay with?
Uh-oh.
What'd they do? Was it cheating?
No, it wasn't cheating.
What was it?
I don't want to get into it.
Just give us a little. You love context.
I do love context. You don't need it, though. You've told me several times you don't need it.
I don't. I want it.
Well,
give me it.
You don't need it.
Give me that context.
Things were just,
I don't.
Adrift.
Things were adrift.
Mm-hmm.
Distance.
For a long time. Long time.
And you are a you run on sexual validation.
Oh, not that kind of adrift. I mean, everything was adrift.
Mm.
Emotionally, physically, mentally.
Yeah.
It was just like.
You know what's crazy? I don't even know which relationship you're talking about. Because they all fit. Oopie. Oopie. Sorry about that.
Hey, just happy to be here.
Oh.
That's old me checking in, baby. I'll be here until you ask me to leave. Oops. You know what I was oh man. I was I forget who I was talking. Oh, okay. I remember who I was talking to. Mm. And we were catching up. Yeah. And we were talking about a relationship that I'd been in, and it was the only time that I'd ever been broken up with. Every other relationship, I had done the breaking.
Wow.
And
question.
Yeah.
What? But between the time you decided you didn't want to be with them anymore, and the time you broke up with them, what was the shortest amount of time?
Oh God.
4 years.
No, there was months. There was about probably 6 or 7 months. I I sat with a friend and we met for lunch, and he was a life coach. And we were having lunch, and I was talking about how miserable I was in this relationship and X, Y, and Z.
Hey, you know what? Let's finish this on after the pod.
Ooh, okay. It's a good
Patreon, bitch.
Go to Patreon. We'll see you there.